The Beef Quality Assurance Program works to educate producers about proper cattle handling techniques. If you head to Nebraska, you'll find feed yard operator Ann Burkholder, who is a national winner of the Beef Quality Assurance Award.
The feed yard's name is Will Feed Incorporated. We're located right off of Highway 30 in between Cozad and Gothenburg. My husband grew up in Cozad, Nebraska. His grandfather moved there in the 1950s. We've been in the alfalfa manufacturing business since that time, and we went into the feed yard business in the early 1970s. I grew up in West Palm Beach, Florida, attended Dartmouth College in New Hampshire, and I met my husband at Dartmouth. We moved back to Nebraska in June of 1997, and I went to work at the feed yard, and Matt went to work at the alfalfa dehydration plant. I really got involved with BQA and the philosophy behind it and what all it means when I was the vice chairman of the Animal Health and Nutrition Committee for the Nebraska cattlemen, because then I started thinking about exactly what beef quality assurance was and what all the little things that I could do at my feed yard to incorporate it and to do a better job managing. One of the things that I've been working a lot on is shuffling data on cattle up and down the chain, and so I've worked real hard to find some ranchers that are interested in tracking their calves from the time they drop to the ground to the time that they enter the food supply. And so we identify those calves and we trace them through the feed yard, tracking average daily gain and health performance and that sort of thing. And we also track carcass performance through the packing plant. We have a treatment protocol book that I've put together both with my consulting veterinarian and with our nutritionist. That's our Bible at the feed yard. If anybody has any questions about anything, they ought to be able to find the answer in that treatment protocol book. Anything that I can think of that my guys might ask me about sometime, I've got the answer in that book, so that if they can't find me, they can find the answer. The best way to realize when cattle are sick are to know what normal looks like. If you know what an animal looks like when he feels good, you can tell when he doesn't feel that way. So one of the things that we try to do is have a lot of consistency when we go out and check cattle to make sure that they feel well. I've got the same cowboy that rides the same pens every day, and so he's able to observe these animals every single day, and what he's looking for is change. Is the head droopy? Is the nose runny? Do the animal's eyes not look very bright? Does he have a droopy ear? Is he standing in the back of the pen instead of going to the feed bunk? Is he getting to water? All of those things, but basically what you have to do is define normal and then look for something that isn't normal. We use antibiotics at the feed yard when we notice a sick animal. Now, we only use them for individual sick animal treatment, so we try to minimize the number of antibiotics that we use. I can keep them healthy doing my homework on other things, and so we never have to open up a bottle of antibiotics. That's the goal. We want to keep the animals comfortable and happy and gaining well and doing a good job for us. If we can do that and not use antibiotics, then I think we've been successful. Every once in a while you need to have antibiotics because you're going to have an animal get sick just like your kids get sick. But if you pull them early enough and you use a good antibiotic, then you still end up with a healthy, wholesome animal at the end.
I mean, they just flow right into the pen right down the bunk line. Okay. If there's no feed, I'll wave to you. Okay, that'll work.
Disease prevention, good nutrition, keeping my feed yard clean, those are all ways that I can keep my cattle healthy. And a lot of it is just a question of doing my homework before the cattle even get to me and continuing to do my homework once they're there. I try to check the vaccination history on every set of calves that comes into the feed yard so that I can tailor a processing program to fit those calves. We try very hard to deliver feed at the same time every day, very consistently. We try to keep our rations very consistent. We try to take the time it takes to do it right at the feed yard. Low stress handling and prey animal psychology is something that takes a little bit more time up front, but I think it pays big dividends in the end. We acclimate calves when they arrive at the feed yard, and basically what that is we teach them what we expect of them. It's like sending your kids to kindergarten, you know? In the same essence, that's what we're doing with our cattle. We're teaching them what to expect. We're teaching them that we're going to take care of them, and we're teaching them to do what we ask them to do. have a personal responsibility to care for animals and to care for the earth that we live on. And I think that we're showing our kids every day what that means, and to both Matt and I, that's been very important.
Well, I'm excited about it. I'm very proud of her. She's done a lot of work to get to where she is now, and driven a lot of people to her way of thinking, and made a lot of progress. And I'm very proud of what she's done. I think it's very exciting.
You know, it's a tremendous honor. I've been singled out. There's literally thousands of cattle producers in the United States that are implementing beef quality assurance every day in their operations. So I am one of thousands. I'm certainly not the only one out there doing it. And so I'm hoping that this is going to allow us to be able to have a very proactive, positive story, telling the consumers and the public all of those things that we take the time to do right, so that the beef that they're buying in the store is safe and wholesome.
The Beef Quality Assurance Program has so many resources available to cattlemen. You can get access to these checkoff-funded resources by visiting cattleman2cattleman.org.